One of my favorite films is the French New Wave classic by Jean-Luc Godard entitled A Bout du Souffle, or Breathless, when it's translated into English. The film centers around the relationship between an American girl in Paris who sells newspapers and her affair with a kind of French bad boy. He accidentally kills a cop, but by the end of the film, he's killed by cops. When the American character, when she hears his last words, which in French mean something like, "This is disgusting," the French cops purposefully misinterpret his words to lead her to believe that he just called her a bitch before he died. Breathless. I can't breathe. That's the cry of someone smothered, choked, a life stifled by its enemy. Eric Gardner, the black man who was killed by police, cried, "I can't breathe," when they choked him to death. I can't breathe either. A bout du souffle, which, if you switch the O to a C, spells about D, scuffles. I guess cops in our Western culture masters, they always prefer to smother the truth, smother art, though. Do I trust the society I live in? Hell no. The culture of human beings is communicated through signs and symbols. Gestures can be signs. The middle finger, for example, says, "Fuck you," if you're in America and it's the 21st century. Symbols have been extending the thoughts, feelings, and memory of mammals, human beings, for a long time. For as long as we've been able to talk, in fact. It's always suffered from the whisper down the lane effect that usually makes reliance upon oral tradition for solid reportage problematic. For about 6,000 years or so, symbols to represent other symbols. Written language that translates the sounds of our spoken languages have been available to allow culture to evolve in increasingly complex ways. The tiny mirror of the universe in the brain, miraculously linked through sounds, refined into symbols of meaning, negotiated across time in a dance of mimicry, repetition, slight alteration, transformation, now found a playground, that playground of mirrors, bridges, duplication, representation, faith to originals. Mistake, even forgery, made the sphere of human culture a substrate for another kind of evolution that had no life in and of itself. It improved the lives of many people along the way. It certainly got us here. You can't argue that there's not a lot of benefits to it, but throughout the past 6,000 years or so, in that sphere, some pretty sneaky, lifeless forms have taken human bodies, human minds like demon possessions, viral infections of the mind. These lifeless forms turn populations into zombies called Nazis, or white Christians in the South before 1865 into zombies. These lifeless patterns that inhabit structures that exist in an intersection of cognitive neuroscience, language, and culture have evolved in a process similar to genetic evolution. You might call it mimetic evolution. It might also be referred to as the life of angels and demons. I can't breathe. When police choke black men like Eric Gardner for selling cigarettes, the life in those bodies expires. Well, who then is demon-possessed? The people who march to signal that police brutality is a problem, or the people who respond with brutality to people who are suggesting that police brutality is a problem? Why are you acting like Nazis? Oh, sorry. I didn't think you'd act like a Nazi in your reaction to being told you're acting like Nazis. I guess that's why it's hard to reason with Nazis. Black Lives Matter. Celebrate women. I love you, Ronnie, but please don't smother me, America. I can't breathe.